G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be clearing up everything for you about what is going on with the NA East Pro teams. Because if you've looked on Twitter, if you've gone to any streams, so far we have the chances of Clix, Bizzle, Booger playing together. We have Zayt, Saf, and Stretch splitting up. We have Scented, Edgy, Commandment splitting up. We have Bucky, Kanata, and Creo back together. That doesn't even touch on it. Those are just the main ones. This is what has been posted on Twitter or has been posted in other places on social media. So I want to clear up for you which ones are real and which ones are fake, because some of these are huge. Just quickly before we jump into today's video, my merch store is now live, aussieantics.com. I'm selling all 6 shirt designs and 6 hoodie designs. I'm super proud of this merch. I know you guys are going to love it if you grab some. So aussieantics.com. I'll put the link in the description down below. I'm also selling full desk pad size mouse pads if you need a new one as well. Thank you so much. Let's start off with what kicked all of this off. Why did we have the snakening? And it's because we had Clix, Bizzle, and Booger get announced. And I can tell you 100% with certainty, this is a real team. Booger has now left Jamper and Avery and will be playing with Clix and Bizzle, and they're going to be dropping Sweaty Sands. This means Clarity has now been dropped from that team, and this is insane. This is what made the whole community start freaking out. Little did we know the trickle-on effect this would have to pretty much every other major team in NA East. This is kind of what I was expecting when Zayt announced that he was coming back, when he moved back in with Saf and Stretch, and then Booger had to leave the team. But of course, Booger then announced that he was going back with Jamper and Avery. They were giving him another chance. Unfortunately, Jamper and Avery have left out high and dry. They now have no team, or so it would seem, and both of them aren't really happy about it. They both took to Twitter to give their opinions on the whole situation. Jamper tweeted out saying, "It's crazy how some people truly only care about themselves, no matter how loyal or how much you've helped them in the end. They don't care what happens to you. Just makes me appreciate how I was raised and glad I'm not a weirdo." And then Avery tweeted out, "People just need to learn how to stick together, like it's just so troll. There's a reason the top trios this season are Scented, Edgy, Commandment, Zayt, Stretch, Saf, Degen, Skittles, Ages. Maybe one day people will start actually sticking and fixing problems." Now, Booger obviously knows this is directed at him, and he knows he's getting quite a lot of heat for this. Booger has built up more and more of a reputation as someone who is willing to snake on his teams to go play with other people. He's never really defended it in the past, but this time he made a statement tweeting out, "I never wanted to IGL." If you don't know what that means, it means in-game leader, the one who tells the team what to do. "My only option at the time was Avery and Jamper, so I decided to try it with them. We didn't do good in the Cash Cup, and the day before in scrims, I didn't feel confident IGLing, so I went with someone who had been IGLing this whole season so far." And now that is obviously referring to Bizzle. Now, Bizzle, Clix, and Booger, what is the team kind of chemistry going to be? On personality wise, I don't really know. They haven't played together much in the past. Obviously, Booger and Clix had a bit of beef a few months back, or about 4 or 5 months ago, which got a bit heated, but apparently all things have settled since then, so I don't want to rehash up old drama. But as far as the team actually goes on how they're going to work, I talked about this recently when I talked about Clarity. The fact that Clix is now tarping endgame and making a lot of the endgame decision making as a team, and then Bizzle is doing a lot of the early and mid game IGLing and the leading, that means Booger is free to just frag out like he wants to. He touched in this video, in this tweet, sorry, about how he just doesn't want to lead a team anymore. So I mean, this split does make sense, and he's probably going to just slot into what Clarity's role was the last few days, where he's just going to sit back of tarp, look for refreshes and frag out, and not try to have too much of a role controlling what the team does. So in theory, it looks like it should work out, and they've got Sweaty Sands. One of the biggest issues when you form teams late like this is you don't get a solid drop spot, but Sweaty is more than good enough of a drop spot to win an FNCS out of. I actually went on a Booger stream last night, and I was having a chat with him about what he thought about Clix as a player and just his thoughts on the whole situation, and it was a little bit scary to see that Booger wasn't insanely confident on the team, and he kind of had a very nonchalant, whatever happens, happens kind of view towards everything. So I think he feels like this is just the best option he has, but that doesn't give me a lot of confidence he's going to stay with them then. I'll let you listen to what he said.
Yeah, fuck it, bro. I don't know. I'm just swinging, whatever happens, happens.
This response obviously didn't exactly scream confidence, but I guess we'll see how they go in the pro scrims. If you want to watch me, watch them. Twitch.tv/AussieAntics. I'll be live today watching them at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see hopefully how this team goes. I mean, if they start performing really well, I'm sure that confidence will go up. It's just because they formed so quickly, and because Booger did get dropped by Stretch and Saf, I guess he kind of has been left in a no option kind of route Booger, Jamper, Avery, I think works really well. They proved it works well last FNCS, placing really highly. But if Booger just wants to change how he plays as a player and he just doesn't enjoy playing an IGL role, I guess that team just wouldn't have really worked anyway. Before we go any further talking about which new teams we have, I want to talk about the 3 teams that I think are 100% an impression farm. They are 100% a lie just to get impressions or attention on Twitter and social media. There is no way that Bucky, Creo, Kanata is coming back together. There is no way Scented, Edgy, Commandment are splitting up. And there's no way Zayt, Saf, and Stretch are splitting up. The reason why I say this is because all of these guys have tweeted this and a lot of people are believing them, which I just 99.99% sure that this is completely fake. Bucky makes tweets like this all the time. Bucky, Creo, Kanata are not going to come back together. Scented, Edgy, Commandment also are not going to split up. I think they were talking about how it was going to be Zayt, Saf, Commandment, and then it was going to be Scented, Edgy, Stretch. These are literally the 3 best current teams in NA East, in my opinion. They have absolutely no reason to split, and they're people who have known in the past to make tweets like this just for attention, to have a little bit of a laugh and send the whole community crazy. They're all in the same friend group. I just know these guys are all in Discord, in a Discord call, as they're making all these tweets, just watching everyone freak out and have a laugh. That being said, let's talk about the actual new teams we have. The other big team we had conclusively announced was Creo, Illust, and Avery. So obviously after this snakening, Avery's now find a team nice and quickly. Illust did go to play with Riversun and Furious. I guess things weren't going too well, and Creo's was a real tweet. He even responded saying, "No troll, Gabe and Sprite, one of the best people I've played with. It's only just because I played with Avery and Illust for a long ass time, and it's a chemistry thing. They are really good, vouch, and hope them the best." Because if you didn't follow, Gabe, Tahi, and Sprite did just split up so that Creo could play with them, and like I just said, we did have Illust, Riversun, and Furious. So it looks like, I don't know who Riversun and Furious are going to play with. Maybe they're going to try and find a third again. Maybe they're going to split up entirely. That also means that Gabe, Tahi, and Sprite are now floating around with no teams. As we get more information on some of these teams, I will update this video again. I'll make another one, but this is why I knew this was going to keep happening. It'll be through FNCS that this keeps happening as well. It does look like they are going to be going Lazy Lakes again, which should be super interesting, and they've pretty much split up both the existing teams that are going there, so they maybe now kind of have it uncontested at the end of all of this. The crazy part is some of these teams actually did really, really well in today's Cash Cup. We had Creo, Gabe, and Sprite come in 7th on 210 points, taking out $810. We did have Clix's new team with Clarity do really well, 187 points, coming in 17th and getting $675. Like Booger said in his tweet though, Booger did struggle a little bit with Jamper and Avery. We also had our first sign of Okus, Blake, and Ronaldo, and they looked really, really good. They came in 9th, getting $810 on 198 points. So it looks like Ronaldo has finally found a really, really solid team. Obviously, all of this has to be kind of prefaced by the fact that they lost to an EU team. And trust me, I'm doing another video talking about everything with the EU versus NA beef tomorrow and a whole bunch of other stuff. I just needed to make a full video breaking down and clarifying all these new teams because I knew everyone would be confused. This has got a lot of people freaking out and pointing blame, people saying Zayt should have never left and then come back because it's led to all this. Booger needs to stick with the team and stop snaking on people. You have people like Creo and Illust tweeting out they've never really snaked on anyone before. Calc saying how bad he feels for Jamper, who does look like he got the raw end of the deal on this one. At the end of the day though, these guys are professionals and they really are doing what they think is best for their career. I love players like Jack, Acorn, Slacks, like Scented, Edgy, Commandment, who find a team that works, they find teammates that work, and they stick together and try to fix it, because those are the ones that are really going to succeed. We're about to get an entire 2021, 4 different FNCSs, all of trios. You really need to find teammates that you work well with, that you enjoy playing with, so you can improve together and fix these issues. If I was one of these pros, I swear I'd be getting to the point of finding two good teammates and making them sign a contract to stay together, because you're only going to improve if you stay together. It's not even about just this FNCS. It's about future FNCSs. And everyone's forgetting about how Epic talked about in the launch of this season or this year that there's going to be other events later on that you're only going to be able to qualify for if you stay with the same trio that you play each FNCS with. That is massive. Find a team now, stick with them. All right, guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, you clearly did. Please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below which of these new teams you think looks the most promising. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.